Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC review, and in this DC review I'll be covering The Flash issue 799 by Jeremy Adams and World's Finest by Mark Waid. I'll now get things organised for the first comic that I'll be covering in the review. So as we begin this, one of the things that I do like to do is rate certain areas in relation to this particular comic, such as the cover, the art, and the story. And there are certain areas that I do like to get covered, but when I get to the area of the story, you'll learn what those other areas are. So starting off with first things first, and that is moving into the cover rating. Does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10. So now it's time to move into the internal art, as we'll have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, as well as some of the things that are happening story-wise. So as the story begins, we catch up with Wally West and a number of people who are helping him to recover his son, Wade West, to which Wade is a connection to Mark Waid, because he also brought us the character of Impulse. As we jump towards the middle of the story, we get to see Granny Goodness, who is our key villain in the story, who has taken Wade West hostage. And yes, she's using a stone called the Eternity Mine there, which showed up in issue 797, to which our Super Sons made an appearance. And last but not least, towards the end of the story, to which we get to see Wally West return home and enjoy some family time, along with friends and family. For the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the rating for the story. The rating of the story is made up in relation to comic references, because without comic references, they also help in regards to story continuity. The next is time. Time is also important, as it plays a part in continuity, whether it's addressing day, night, a certain time. Of course, we have the next area, which is locations that are pointed out to us in the story. Sometimes those locations aren't given to us directly, but they are given to us via art and picture. And last but not least, the most important thing, the cast of characters. So, moving to first things first, were there any comic references? And no, there weren't, as it should. It should have at least had a comic reference to 798, because this is when the event took place. Moving into the next area, and that is time. Did we get any indication in regards to when the things were taking place time-wise? No, we didn't. The next is location, to which we had the ship that he was on, with the number of cast of characters, which we'll get to see later, and of course the Wally West home, and also where Granny Goodness was. The cast of characters consisting of The Flash, Wally West, Mr. Terrific, Gold Beetle, Omega Bam Man, Granny Goodness, Kid Flash also made an appearance. We also had Plastic Man, Metamorpho. We of course had Wade West, and it looked like Hourman was in here as well, and the Eternity Mind, which it's a stone of sorts that's in the DC universe. For the overall rating for this, I give an 8 out of 10. Definitely looking forward to see what Jeremy Adams will be doing for issue 800. Now it's time to move into World's Finest by Mark Waid. So, as we jump into World's Finest, issue 15 with Mark Waid, it's going to be sad when this series ends because it's actually been really enjoyable, and I think it's going to be ending at issue 18, according to the solicits. But let's see how we go with what we've got here in regards to this new story by Mark Waid. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art, which we'll have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, as well as some of the things that are happening story-wise. So as the story begins, we end up catching up with the character or villain known as Ultramorpho, who is sort of like a different type of take on the character of Metamorpho. And of course he's giving some of the heroes a bit of a hard time, and we see that here with Robin helping out Superman. We will eventually get to catch up with the other characters that are making an appearance in the story. As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we do finally get some other characters to come in and help. These aren't the only ones that you do get to see. So in this, we get to see some of the Metal Men who have also helped out Batman. And of course, we still see Ultramorpho, who's turned into Kryptonite and be a bit of a threat to Superman. In a way, he sort of reminds me of the character of, what is it, Firestar or something like that? And as we start to move towards the end, whilst Batman and Superman have been going up against Ultramorpho, they also try to bring a bit of a counter attack of sorts, which also this counter attack of sorts becomes a bit of a secondary problem. To which we get New Amazo. So for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the rating of the story. So first things first, did we get any comic references? No, we didn't. Though it probably would have hurt to have included a reference to the previous issues to where this, or maybe the issue to where this particular arc has started, which I think it was 13 that this story began. The next area is that of time, to which we got no indication of. Next area is that of locations, to which we got quite a number of locations in this story. We got Eastern Kentucky, under the mountain, or under a mountain, Washington DC, Colorado, the coast of Maine, Gotham City, and last but not least, Metropolis. The cast of characters consisting of Red Tornado, we had Ultramorpho, Robin, Superman. Now this Robin that we've got here in this is Dick Grayson. We've got Batman, we had the Metal Men, we had the Doom Patrol, the Challengers of the Unknown, the Teen Titans, Magnus, Dr. Cypher, Toyman, Bug-Eyed Bandit, and New Amazo, or the New Amazo. For the overall rating in this, I give it an 8 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.